All right, I think we're live, Maree. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks, Elisa. Hi, everyone. And
Welcome
Jasper
back.
says hi.
Hi, Jasper. Welcome back, Jasper.
Oh, yay. How are you?
Yay. So I'm doing great. I'm excited about this topic. It took me a while to find what it was that I needed to talk about today, but this is what I guess my guides want me to talk about today.
Yeah.
So I know we are here to uncover some things, and that's why we're here. And also, I want to let everybody know that the internet is playing with us. It's not
Mhm.
behaving. So if you guys see that that we are off, just hang in there, and we will come right back. Yeah, because we've been having issues
Yeah.
with the Wi-Fi, both of us.
I know, which is weird.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which is weird. Um, so today we're going to talk about the Book of Enoch and also Ascendant Masters. Um, so we're going to kind of uh, try to see if we can fit both in. I'm not sure if we will have time to fit both in, but we will try.
Yeah.
And I found some really interesting information, Maree. But before we go there, do we want to go ahead and do our centering for today?
Yeah, I'd love to. And it was really interesting because I did get the hit to actually tune in to Metatron. We were talking about that archangel before. And also, I do language of light, and I didn't even know what the topic was about today. And last night, I was just contemplating life, and I got the message, Maree, just do a little bit of language of light at the end of the meditation. So, the people that do the meditation with us, you'll hear me sort of speaking with some strange words and things. Just relax, just receive. It's actually a vibration, a very high frequency vibration through these words. So, and yeah, it can often be really healing and help to get us into a much more centered state. So,
Okay, very good.
okay, so let's all just close our eyes to start with, feet flat on the floor, big breath in. And as we breathe out, just let yourself drop into your body. Another breath in, and this time on the out breath, just take your attention into that beautiful big heart of yours. So, and today we're going to actually bring white light up from the core of the earth, from the crystalline center of our Gaia, our earth. So imagine, see, sense, or feel this white light beginning to come up from the earth through your body, gently just expanding upward, right up through to the top of your head, and then pouring into your energy field. And again, this clears any hooks or cords or ties, helping to rejuvenate you. And now we're going to see, sense, or feel cosmic light coming through the top of your head, your crown chakra, all the way through again, down into your body, merging with that Mother Earth energy. And now, through the top of your head again, we call through Archangel Metatron to bring through his electromagnetic healing energy and just be in a very receptive state as this high electromagnetic frequency comes through your crown chakra all the way through your body and energy field, and just sit in this beautiful space. Halenoktroho amnekeda aha, nerehehe olotutumbutoa, nerhakatu, nehetatu, nerhakatu, makakalako, nishishwahama, lelelema, dorotoko. Now, when you gently begin to come back, remember you can bring this sense of balance and peace with you. And you just gently start to focus on your breath, wriggle your toes. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.
Ooh.
I know. So I was running frequency then, and I don't know if you could all feel, or you could feel anything coming through that crown chakra. But yeah, there was a lot of energy coming in. So
Very good. So thank
nice,
you.
isn't it?
Thank you.
So
So I'm excited about this topic. So I was watching, I think it was Ancient Aliens season 16, episode 5.
yeah.
And what they talk about is Kathy says, I needed that. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Kathy.
So, and this kind of hit me because it was a topic that I wanted to talk about. The Book of Enoch, right? This is a book that was on purpose left out from the Bible. And I wanted to find out more information about it.
Yeah.
And as I started researching it to try to read some of it, I just typed Book of Enoch on DuckDuckGo on Chrome. And up comes this website that that is for free. You just read it and it's right there. And I'll show it to you right now. It's book-of-enoch.com. And as you can see here, I start reading and it's all fear, fear, fear stuff. So saying, all shall be afraid and the watchers be terrified. Great fear and trembling shall seize them, even to the ends of the earth. Everything having to do with fear, then shall all belong to God, be happy and blessed, and the splendor of the Godhead shall illuminate them. So a lot of things that I guess I didn't expect to be there, right? And this is supposedly like the whole thing. Here's, where you can click on whatever chapter.
Wow. Yep.
So as I went through and I started looking at each one,
Yep.
I was like, no, it just doesn't feel right. I don't like it. I don't know. It was just, I was like, nope, nope, nope.
So your gut was just saying not good.
Yeah. So Maree, I want you
Yeah.
to throw the cards on this website and tell me if this was specifically put out there to provide misinformation to people looking for this information.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then, then I can talk about where you can get really good information on it as well. So let's
Yes.
pull some cards. I've shuffled them all. Oh yeah. So we've got our High Priestess. So remember, there's a lot of mystery around the High Priestess. And when I'm looking at this one, it actually looks a bit out of balance today. So that one of the pillars is actually looking quite significantly different to the other. And then we've got our Hanged Man. So this to me is something's been surrendered to. And then our 10 of Swords. So this is a loss of energy. This can be a death of something. This can be an ending and moving to a new beginning. So I feel that it's not a great way that they've actually put that together. In, like you said, the intention, it seemed like it was quite fearful.
Yeah, if you go all the way to the bottom, there's nothing, no information at all on who put this out there. Just powered by WordPress is all it says.
Which is crazy.
So yeah,
that never is the case, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it sounds like that's definitely out there to confuse people and give them the wrong information.
Out of balance, and to have people a little bit out of balance over it.
Yep.
So
Yep. So then I got worried. I'm like, okay, so what can I look for that I know is going to be the right thing? So I kind of gave up, and the information that I have is mostly from the Ancient Aliens show that I watched. But the good thing is, whoever has been or has read the book, now if there were things like me that were kind of out of place or felt weird, didn't resonate, now is the time that we can ask those questions. So I'm excited.
It's great. But also too, I don't know if you've heard of JJ Hertek. He's the amazing, very spiritually connected, and in 1973 he was taken into the higher echelons, and Enoch was his guide, and then even Metatron and the Archangel came through, and he brought through the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch. So I would, if anyone wants to actually find out more about Enoch, he's got 64 keys in here. It's quite profound. I actually did a day's workshop when he was over here on the Gold Coast years ago. So that one is a book I actually would recommend if you want some truth about it.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's a beautiful book.
Okay. So is it just the actual chapters that were in the Book of Enoch, or is it more than that?
He's brought through how they can be interpreted and worked with on a spiritual level here on Earth. So he's very clever. It's beautiful. You know, you've got to obviously be you take it step by step, whatever one works for you. But yeah, and he's under I think it's the book, the Knowledge of Enoch, or the Keys of Enoch.org. I think you'll see it's a very proper website. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So if you guys, we're going to talk about the Ascendant Masters after we're done with Enoch.
Yeah.
So if you put any questions up about the Ascendant Masters, we'll leave those for later. Also, no personal questions, because if we answer somebody's personal question, we have to answer everybody's personal questions. And so we would never get to talk about the actual topic.
Exactly.
So if you have any personal questions you'd like to ask, you can always go to magicmaree.com and book a session with Maree. Okay. So Desiree, thank you for being here once again. So was Enoch the one they named as Moses in the Bible? Did he settle Egypt after the great flood of Atlantis?
Oh, okay. So let's have a look at that. It's a good question because, I mean, it's how much of the misinterpretation has gone on over the years with names and things. So
yeah.
Okay, let's have a look here.
Let me get my questions ready here.
Oh, you're not going to believe this. I'd say it's a no. You saw me shuffle. You saw me do all of that. We've got exactly the same cards that we got from that first question. I just shuffled everything, and it was just doing like the heat thing and which ones were right. So I'd say that's a no, that Enoch's not Moses. So yeah, and then we'll just say, did Enoch maybe settle Egypt after the great flood of Atlantis?
Yeah, so I have some questions around that, around this question. So Desiree is perfect bringing it up. Okay. So was Enoch Noah's great-grandson?
Okay. Oh. Grandson or grandfather?
No, grandson. Enoch, grandson of Noah.
Okay.
Or was Noah his great-grandfather?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, it looks like there was that was a definite possibility, because we've got our Three of Wands, our Page of Pentacles, which is someone that's young, that's a reality from Noah. And then we've got our Nine of Wands. So this is something that's nearly finished. It's been a bit of a tough ride. So they're, so coming down through that family lineage or whatever it was, it looks like there was a few bumps in the road for them all. But it does look like it's a high possibility, that he could have been.
Okay. Okay. So the what they talk about is that Enoch have to do with that he was the builder of the pyramids in Egypt. So did Enoch have anything to do with the building of the Great Pyramids using ET technology?
Okay. Well, the Queen of Pentacles and the Fool has just come up. So to me, this is someone that contemplates a reality. The Fool is something a little bit unknown, but sort of ready to move into the direction. So, and then the Three of Pentacles. So what I'm actually getting, because this is about discussing things, I feel he may have had some influence in the actual information that was given to, with the pyramids in Egypt. So yeah, I feel there was something that
So
he was
Enoch was
involved with.
part of it, that he was involved
Yeah,
with
he
creating
was
the pyramids.
involved. Yeah, but it was more. I'm feeling it was more information for them, like you know, putting through information.
Okay, so channeling information.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or he was the information that they were channeling, maybe. So
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? He was. Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it.
Oh,
So,
okay. I see
yeah,
what you're saying. So it was Enoch. You're saying Enoch was providing the information,
yep,
but somebody was channeling Enoch.
yeah.
He wasn't there
Well, they
in
were
person.
connected into Enoch. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So then the other question that they asked was, are there any pieces of the Book of Enoch in the Great Pyramids?
Ooh, all the secrets of those Egyptian pyramids
Mm-hmm.
and sphinxes. So, is there anything in there? Okay, let's have a look.
And I don't know,
Yeah.
Maree, if you moved, is there any way to move the camera to see when you pick the cards, or is it too much angle?
It's too much angle.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing at the moment, I mean, I do all sorts of different ways, but how I'm doing it is I actually I shuffle, then I split, and I have the intention as I'm splitting, and then I check which pack actually feels that it's got the information, and then I flip the cards from there. So I do lots and lots of different ways of pulling cards. So yeah, so that's just one way that I actually do it. So so sorry, can you repeat the question again? I tuned in when I was doing it, and then I got distracted. So it was
Did are there pieces of the Book of
yes.
Enoch in the Great Pyramids?
Yeah, so the Fools come up again, the Towers come up. So, and then the Page of Wands. So what I'm getting from that is that there may have been, but I don't know that it's there anymore. It's like it could have somehow been moved or shifted to somewhere else. So
Well,
yeah, because that is the change card, is our Tower.
so let's ask then if there was
Mm,
moved to the Vatican.
to the Vatican, yeah, okay. Or the halls of is it the halls of knowledge? No, it wasn't taken to the Vatican by the look of this. It was taken somewhere else. So because we've got our 2 of Pentacles and our 10 of Wands, so that's making a decision, and then
Mm-hmm.
something's finished and moving somewhere else. It was taken somewhere else. That was very 10 of Pentacles is a very powerful, rich sort of card. It's
So
and
what's
it can
coming
involve
to
people.
mind?
Mm,
What's coming to mind is I had heard that who was the owner of the pyramids and was in charge of all of it was the Queen of England. So that's
mm,
what comes to mind is that they are in possession of it. Is it the Queen
right.
of England or the English
That's great.
monarchy that right now has that book?
Okay, let's have a look. Okay. You know, and it could be in different aspects. Like there could be scrolls, there could be sort of books, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not all just in one place as
Yeah,
well.
oh,
So
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Wow, we've got our 9 of Cups in our Chariot. So yeah, so that was what they wanted. They wanted to have the power to control all of this stuff because there's our Devil card.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually did want to control everything. However, I'm just going to pull some cards to see another lot of cards to see if that actually happened. So I don't feel that they ended up with it. I think that was what they wanted, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's actually not coming up that they got it because it's gone somewhere where it's safe. So we've got the Sun, which is good,
Oh,
and then we've got then the 10 of Swords came up again. So it didn't go to them. And then we've got a Hanged Man. So there was that surrender. It was like something was it was put somewhere else is what I'm getting. But they
okay.
wanted it. They wanted, as we know, they wanted to
Okay,
have.
so let's see if Dennis is channeling. So is it the elves that have the real one then?
Dennis, I love it. I love it. Those elves. Do the elves have the real one? Okay. Whoops. Let's see. Oh, I love elves. Ugh. Okay. That's definitely this one. Let's have a look. Okay, so Dennis, I don't think it's the elves because the Four of Swords has come up, which is it's hidden, it's a mystery. But the King of Swords then came up. So this is someone that to me very powerful, speaks truth and thoughts. And then the Star, I feel it might be
Oh,
beings that are
our
looking
friends.
after it. Yeah, so I like the way you actually started us on a good track there, Dennis, with the elves question, because they're really like powerful as well. But no, it's actually definitely been looked after from some higher beings.
Okay, very
So yeah.
good. Maybe it's been moved to a different dimension,
Yeah,
so
that's
it
well,
can't be found.
somewhere where it's safe, even if it's on Earth. Yeah, they can still, hide things energetically.
Mhm,
So,
mhm,
because I
mhm.
didn't feel the baddies had it.
Okay, very good. Um, what's the question I wanted to ask? Um, okay, so I'll continue with the So the Ethiopians, if you look at the Bible of the Ethiopians, it contains the Book of Enoch. It actually contains the Book of Enoch
Wow.
in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's not them that have it. So I want to ask that question now. Okay, so Enoch describes as being taken on a cloud and then describes arriving in a place made of crystal with shiny things and corridors. Was this a way for him to describe he had been abducted and then taken to a ship?
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Let's have a look at these ones. Right. Wow. Interesting. So Knight of Ace of Swords. Wow. Um. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles has come up. Now, this is really solid. This is actually creating a reality that's taken a while to get there. And then the Ace of Swords. So I feel with it being swords, I feel it was maybe his own ability to use his own Merkaba to be taken to these places, these higher realms,
Mm-hmm.
because the Five of Pentacles has come up. So it was hard work for him to get into that space, to that place, to be able to then receive all of that knowledge. So I don't feel it was a space, vessel per se. I feel that he actually had quite amazing capabilities, which is what that was saying. It was almost like it was his, yeah. So justice, which is he's done that work. He's actually got himself into that place, and that Ace of Wands to me
Mm-hmm.
is confirming that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Um, so so you're saying that when he describes being taking on a cloud, then he is actually getting on his own ship, on his own Merkaba.
Yeah, he's the energy, and this would have been translocations, how people can actually move and go anywhere basically,
Mm-hmm.
through their own Merkaba.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so he could do that.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So definitely not angels, because the question that they were asking on the show was
yeah.
ETs or angels. But so where was he going? What information can we gather from this information that he put on the book?
Yeah.
Where was
Yeah.
he going?
Um, oh my God, interesting. Just split the cards again. So the Hanged Man. So he was surrendering and going into a different realm. So it was actually higher dimensions, higher realms, because the Emperor's come up. So he
Okay.
was going into higher realms with these high frequency beings that work from different dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
The Ace of Wands again has come up. So that's where he was going, was really just what we would call a different realm, a higher realm of frequency.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
All right. So the question that they have, or something that's stated on there, is that there are divine overseers called the Watchers
Yeah.
that oversee what's happening on Earth. So were these Watchers ETs or angels?
Oh,
Because
okay.
they were actual physical beings, not spiritual beings.
Yeah.
So people might think they were angels, but they were really ETs. So what's the answer?
Yeah, yeah. And I guess this is where we have to really discern what's an ET and with what's an angel. So it depends if they've come down into physical form, and we're going to call that an ET, whereas are we saying that an angel stays in those higher dimensional realms and can visit like etherically or come through energetically? Is that what we're sort of how
Well,
we're
to me, an
discerning it?
ET comes from other star system. An angel
Yeah,
doesn't. To me, that's an ET. An ET comes from another uh, planet, another
yeah.
galaxy, another. But angels don't. Angels don't have a. So to me, that's where I call angel or ET.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Good. So we're on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So the Page of Pentacles come up. So it was something that was very new that was being brought into reality, and then we've got our Two of Pentacles and our Eight of Cups. So something was walked away from. So I feel that they were the beings that were helping out could have come onto Earth. They could have actually been ETs.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Okay.
helping. So yeah.
So the ones that
Mm.
are called the Watchers then were really actual ETs.
Yeah, is what I'm getting with
Okay.
those cards. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Um, so let's see. There's a story about Elijah ascending on a chariot of fire. Was this a way to describe an a UFO?
Okay.
Since UFOs have,
Yeah,
light and,
they do, don't
yeah,
they?
and
Yeah.
at that time, of course, they're not going to have the
Mm,
language to explain really what's
what it
happening.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, this is interesting. So we've got the Tower. So it was something that was it was a change. It was something that was different. So
Uh-huh.
and then our Page of Wands and then our Chariot. So it could have very well been, it could have actually been um an
ET craft.
actual, yeah, a craft of some sort, an energetic
Okay.
craft. So it's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So they were not angels. So the Watchers were not angels. They were ETs. Okay, very good. So the next question is, it looks like there's some confusion about Metatron and Enoch, and that Enoch had ascended to be Metatron.
Yeah.
Um, what's the connection?
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. And it's interesting because some places they say that does happen. It's just like different levels of energy. Okay. So for example, like Jesus, if we go to a very high level, he becomes Lord Sananda. So it's the same sort of crusted body. It's the same soul, but it's at a much higher frequency because we all live in different levels and layers. So that's where my feeling is that it is. So Enoch is, I guess, from a particular known from Earth and from a particular realm, and then like Archangel or Lord Metatron is actually the higher aspect of that. So I'm going to pull cards just to see if we're on track with that way of thinking.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is it the same soul?
yeah, is it the same soul? Exactly. So yeah, interesting. So we've got our Nine of Wands came up first. So to me, this is a journey, as I've said, and it's sort of nearly at the end of it. So I feel that it is that shifting from a way of being same soul, but a way of being into something else. And then we've got our Knight of Pentacles. Now remember, this is our beautiful, steady, something is real and it's coming into fruition, and then the World. So I would say that yes, there's definitely the same soul just being shown in a different way or in a different vibration and realm. So
Okay.
Enoch and
So
Metatron are
tied in some way.
tied in. Yeah.
Yeah.
guess it's like
Okay.
our higher self. You know, we have aspects of our higher self and oversoul as well.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Um okay, let's see what else we have about um okay, that's an interesting question. Was Enoch Ethiopian?
Okay, I have no idea. Let's just see what the cards say. Okay, let's have a look. I don't feel he was. The Strength card and the High Priestess has come up, but then we've got our Five of Swords. So this is change. This is something that is different. It's actually not what it seems. So I don't feel that he was Ethiopian with those. I mean, again, let's look at how the earth maybe was structured back then. It was, all of the names have changed, our borders have changed. So, but it's not coming through that he was Ethiopian with those cards.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay, very good.
Just drop them all.
What do you consider to be the Elohim?
Okay.
Because sometimes I think it's some people think it's angels and other people think are the giants. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I
So
mean, the Elohim, I've always sort of felt that they were more angelic, like they were angels. But then, like you say, some people say, oh, they were the fallen angels that then became the giants. So it's yes,
so let's
I
ask that. Were
yeah,
the
let's ask.
Elohim the fallen angels that
Yeah,
became giants?
yeah, exactly. Ah, okay. Okay, so we've got our Justice card and our Eight of Swords. So that means that something that happened, that it was taken care of. So whether it's looking like they actually did drop in vibration. So to become maybe these really big beings on Earth, because we've got our Ace of Cups as well. So I feel something went on that there was a change within,
Mm.
within the Elohim, because I mean it's like this, it's like the seraphim, like they're definitely look angelic to me, but yeah, wasn't all of them either, is what I'm getting. I'm going to pull some more cards on that. I don't feel obviously it was all of them. It was like anything. There's always beings that are that have karma that will drop in vibration, and if that's what's happened with them. So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel it has, because we've got our Six of Cups, which is being offered something. King of Swords, someone that speaks truth and words, and then Page of Pentacles. So it was a new beginning. It was like a new reality for them. So it wasn't all of them. It was just the ones that
Some of them.
some of them. Yeah. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So then, well, supposedly Lucifer was one of them, right? Isn't that one of the things that they were saying before?
Fallen angels. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like he was a
So
fallen angel. But
is that an actual true story then? I thought that
yeah,
was all bull.
yeah, I know it's
BS.
yeah, they're sort of big questions, and I guess at the end of the day, everything's been created from that same space, the God space, the creator space, goddess
Mhm.
space, whatever. So let's ask to see if Lucifer was one of those. Okay.
Of the fallen angels,
Yeah,
the Elohim fallen angel.
yeah.
You got a yes?
Um, it's looking like it, because we've got a Knight of Pentacles, again, reality, the World card, and then we've got our Ten of Pentacles. So
Okay.
to me, they're all sort of yes cards. So whether there was an aspect of that he was a part of. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Interesting.
very interesting. And I mean, obviously, there's going to be it's going to be a more convoluted story than just that. But it's just giving us so I guess some way, some guidance to then go and ask more questions. Go, okay, what more do we need to know about this?
Okay, so let's ask Kathy's question then. Aren't the Elohim the same or a connection to
The Anunnaki.
the Anunnaki?
Wow.
Because I have seen also a connection with the Elohim and the Anunnaki as well.
Yep.
Because the Anunnaki also had fallen angels. Yeah, it's a big mess. Oh, did I lose you? Did I lose you? Or am I frozen? All right, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so we lost Maree. Interesting that it has to do with this question, right? Very interesting. So, so Andromeda, when we say that an angel fell, it doesn't mean that it's actually physically falling. What we're saying is that that the angel is no longer a good human, a good being, a positive being of light, a being of light. That's what it means as a fallen angel. Okay, Maree, you're back. Awesome.
Sorry, yeah. That was well explained because they drop in frequency, so they fall in frequency,
Yeah.
and then come into lower dimensions, if that's how you want to put it.
Correct.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Yes.
So the Anunnaki. So I feel there could have been some ties with the Anunnaki because that Three of Hearts, the swords, has come up, which is a lot of pain and anguish. So something's happened to create this in the first place. But then we've got our Four of Pentacles, which is setting up a new foundation, and then our Two of Wands. So to me, this is also Earth. So it's looking at creating something on Earth. So I feel that there was actually a connection with those cards, with the two of them,
with the Elohim and the Anunnaki.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so Kathy, that's a great question.
Yeah. Kathy's super connected. Okay, let me see. Okay. I don't know if the cards can tell us this information, but I would like to know if it's possible. Why did the Ethiopians get to keep the book when everybody else was taken away from them?
Yeah, really good point. And I'm sort of getting something to do with history, something to do with how they were, who was in charge there, or who was the people that had the power. Because again, it would have been quite different. So if we look, the Vatican's had the power for a really long time, and so they would have controlled a lot of the aspects of the Bible that we know.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that it's actually, I'm going to just check on this. Yeah, I'm actually getting that it's the beings that were in power at the time. So we've got our High Priestess. So again, this is mystery, but it can also be balance.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided that they were going to do it the way that they wanted to do it. So let's just have a look. Oh, yeah, victory cards come up. So our Six of Wands. So there was victory. They sort of chose that was what they wanted in there. I guess it's like different. If we did the analogy of different countries with different governments, they all choose what they're going to have in place.
Yeah, so it sounds like they didn't have the bad guys in charge in Ethiopia then, or that they were not aware that they had it.
Yeah. Well, and I felt they were very contained. That's what I'm seeing. It's almost like, it's like I'm seeing them as being like a contained country or a contained way community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a little bit out of all the rest of the goings on.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, I guess we can start. I don't have any other questions about the Book of Enoch because I wasn't able to read it because I wasn't trusting what I saw.
Yes.
So, did you have any questions about the Book of Enoch?
Um, so yeah, I guess when I was like, I haven't read it for ages, and I sort of just got it out again like this morning. But when I was looking through it, there's also like 77 names of God that were given for people to then to focus on and to bring through that vibration for healing and things like that. So I actually wanted to check to see if those 77 names for God were actually accurate, because that came through the Book of Enoch, where all these
Mm.
names of God, yeah. And I had that book. I lent it to a friend, but people have healed themselves through using the particular names. So let's just see if that's actually, if it's true, if it does bring through a vibration the way that it says. So there we go. Let's have that one.
Just
Oh,
by saying their name?
well, just by meditate, Ace of Wands came up. So yeah, because I sort of brought the book and I was working with it, and then a friend wanted it and needed it, so I gave it to her. But yeah, so, and it does, and each word is representative of a vibration of creation. So, and people have healed themselves through doing meditation with it and using that word in mantra, and so you sort of divinate which one it is that you need to be working with. So that was interesting. The Ace of Wands came straight up.
Wow.
So that's really good for me to know, because I'm actually going to that friend's house tonight, and I know she's got my book, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's time I got it back and started doing some work with that.
So you said 77
I think it
names?
was 77. I could be telling a big furphy porcupine, because but I'm sure it was 77 from memory, but I'm just trying to remember, so don't quote me on that one.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? I don't see anything else here about the Book of Enoch.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask this question. It doesn't have to do with it, but it's a good question. If an angel incarnates on earth, does that count as a fallen angel?
Okay, so that's Art Fairy. Okay, let's ask. So I don't. It's funny, because I was thinking through this when we were talking about the dropping of the frequency and vibration when angels, when beings fall into a lower density. I was actually getting the information that as a soul, if we choose to come onto this earth plane, say, then we're not necessarily fallen angels. What we're doing is we're given a body that vibrates with the actual density that we're in. However, I've always felt that our divine essence stays at that really beautiful frequency, and it's just for us to be able to tap into that. So yeah, again, it's like that video game. We're hidden, where our true powers are hidden within us.
Big
So
time.
I don't. Yeah. So so if an angel, does it count as a fallen angel? So I don't believe it does, because the King of Wands has come up, which is very much to me a spiritual truth, a real someone that's trustworthy, and then the King of Swords. So very powerful words. So like I said, I feel it's because we have to come into that earth plane. I see us all as angels. I really do, as divine angels. So we're just in this suit. So it's so yeah, I don't feel that that's a fallen angel. No. So
Okay.
So no, I don't. Yeah, I think it's a different way of speaking about something that's a fallen angel.
Very good.
But good question.
So I'm going to go back and then answer the question that we had when we started, which was about Ascendant Masters. Are there any Ascended Masters born here on Earth at this time?
Okay, so
And how
yep,
common is it? Is it in the hundreds or thousands?
yeah. And it's really interesting, because I always feel that a lot of people that are maybe drawn to this meditation, and they love asking all the questions about who am I from, I'm a star seed. We've often already ascended this earth, and we've come back to help. So I feel that a lot of people that are really connected and asking those sort of questions have already actually been through it and ascended. So Knight of Swords. So this is a military card. So it's like we've come back in as warriors. So I actually feel that we've already ascended and we've come back in to literally help. And of course, we can always learn more and expand more and experience more. Yeah, 9 of Cups. But we've actually said, yep, we'll come down, we'll do this. We know. Yeah, definitely. So it depends, how we, yeah. So again, 7 of Cups. So this to me is often a little bit chaotic. So how are we going to interpret an Ascended Master? So I do know some people that are incredible, and they are definitely here as an Ascended Master. That is obvious. But yes, I think there's thousands of us, to tell you the truth. So it's a really good question. And so this is what keep trying to say. We're so powerful. We are these incredible, powerful, divine beings.
We are.
We've done this before. This is probably, I don't know, this is how many times around have we done it? How many times around the sun?
Yeah, and we keep coming back.
Yeah, and just because we know how to do this, we've been here before. So we are, I reckon, a lot of us are that.
Yep.
So the sun cards come up, which is really confirming it. So we underestimate ourselves. We try and look for someone else that maybe is more than us. I mean, sure, some people have got different talents and different gifts, and they work in a very powerful way, sort of spiritually on earth. But yeah, so I think we are.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think we come down to remember what it's like to not be a creator God, because I can imagine when you have it all, how boring is that?
Yeah. Well,
That's
imagine
super
being
boring.
the one, exactly. Imagine being the one making the video games rather than getting to play them.
Right.
So we just drop in to have a play now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. To have the experience.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Anybody else have any other questions about either Ascendant Masters? I know, Desiree, you brought this up as being one of the topics. Let's see. Or Enoch, or the Book of Enoch. Let's see. I'm looking to see if we have anything else. Oh, yeah. Something about a connection with that he's been traced to King Solomon and Queen Sheba. Shida. Maybe it's Sheba.
So is that Enoch's lineage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's have a look and see. Yeah. And I mean, this is the thing. There's so much lineage that's been hidden, hasn't there, that's still on earth from these amazing beings. So, okay. Yeah, we've got the Justice card and the Chariot card. So to me, this is something that's truthful, that's actually been moved through. We're talking here about a line, a lineage. So being moved through a lineage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually, and the Page of Wands, which is, it's a young person, but it's spiritual, but it's also something new. So I feel this is the lineage and their heritage.
Oh, wow.
So I actually have to agree with that, Misfit. Yeah.
All right, Misfit. Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Okay, before this one disappears, this one is about an Ascended Master. If Saint Germain is good or bad?
Trickster. Yeah, it's fascinating because I've worked a lot with the Violet Flame. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Violet Flame or worked with that energy and frequency, which was through Saint Germain, templating that onto Earth.
Yes.
So I never thought, I was just always like, oh, love Saint Germain. He was also Merlin. He was a reincarnation as Merlin as well. So I've always seen him personally as good, but I have heard that there was some stuff that might have gone on, with the Freemasons and things like that. So way back. So, and I just trusted my heart and my gut, and I went, I'm okay with what I actually work with here on Earth with Saint Germain. So I don't know if anyone else has heard other things, but so yeah, so that's to me, he's fine.
Well, the bad guys can always come in and start a website like these people did with Book of Enoch that we found it's a lie.
Exactly. And
So,
also to remember sometimes bad and good, sometimes people or beings present themselves in a different light to actually understand a scenario, get intel on situations, work out where it's going to go, assess risk, all of that sort of thing. So
yeah.
it's I'm getting good cards here for him. No, so yeah, exactly what I was talking about. So the High Priestess, so there is a lot of mystery around Saint Germain in a
Yes.
way. But then we've got the Six of Wands, and this to me is a clear victory card. So whatever he's done that people are saying, they've got stories about him doing stuff.
Yeah.
The King of Cups has come up, so something's hidden. So he was doing it for a reason. There was something that he was trying to ascertain or work with for a reason. So I don't feel you could call him a trickster because he's sort of, weaving magic different on what we would call both sides, but he's good is what I get. What about you, Elisa? What's your gut feeling with Saint Germain?
I don't feel a bad energy with him.
No. So yeah, and the violet flame. If you don't know how to use that, it's so simple and it's so beautiful. So I always just imagine, if you imagine an amethyst, this is a gorgeous amethyst crystal underneath your feet, and then the actual flames that come up are electromagnetic. I can hear them crackling sometimes. They clear your energetic field so beautifully and so well. And you can just run it. You can run it when you're driving your car somewhere. You can do it whenever you like, and it really helps clear our electromagnetic energy field. So
okay, very good. All right. Yeah, the violet flame is very, very powerful. I use it to whenever I remove energy from someone, I throw it in the violet flame. So
beautiful.
that's what I use.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Is it safer just to call upon our own energy instead of calling these Ascendant Masters?
Absolutely. And super.
I always believe that inside job is way better than any outside job. Yeah.
First
There
card
you
up.
go. Mhm.
Beautiful. And so the Ace of Wands is our yes, big yes, and that was just straight up.
Yeah.
So of course, and as long as we are tuning in and really connecting in with our beautiful divine presence, our creator, and when you practice that a lot, when you actually do that, meditate, you start to trust it more and more and more. It's like you feel it in your very essence. Absolutely. Go to yourself first.
Yep.
Be empowered, be a sovereign being.
Yep.
Ascended masters, sometimes, if I need help with something or I'm out of balance, I'll sometimes call them through and go, just support me as I'm going through this shift, or, getting back into my balance. They also will come through when I'm doing beautiful grittings, like the amazing crystal grittings we do.
Yeah.
But always go to number one, numero uno is here in us.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is
good,
correct.
Beautifully said, super.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay. All right. I am going to let you answer this question.
Mm-hmm.
So, what if a demon possesses you with those teachings? I'm not really sure what teachings we're talking about, but
so Andromeda, are you talking about if you're channeling and it's a demon that's been posing as like a, what we thought was a good guy, like a Ascendant Master or an angel or something, or are you just saying, what happens if you take on those teachings that are not of a great vibration? So let's check. I'll do it that way. So what if we take on something that we could call demonic possesses you with those teachings or that thing? Well, first of all, I know we can become very negative in our heads because we've all I think we've all had this happen to us, with whether we've known it or not. And there's very much an AI as well that can be a little bit demonic, that just brings up our fears, our insecurities. I've had it happen with me, and it's like going, oh, I know what this is, but it used to take me a while to figure it out. And by then, some people can even get physically sick from it if they have an entity or whatever attached to their energy that field, and if they're leaking energy, they can become physically ill. They can become mentally very unstable, very almost psychotic.
So what would you suggest if somebody thinks that they're possessed by a demon? What would you tell them to do?
I would get some help, because it's a very difficult one to do yourself when maybe not in the best space. I mean, what I do personally, if I'm feeling that, is I run my white light, I tune into my energy field, and I check to see if there's any negative entities or any like emotional dross or demonic things that have, sort of decided to hang off me. It doesn't happen very often. So I can clear that through running my frequency and energy. So everyone can do this for themselves as well. But if you're feeling really negative or out of balance, it can often be really hard to do that when you're in that space. So yeah, and I remember once it was probably about a year ago, and I was going, I know there's something in me that's not right, and I knew it, and I did everything I could do, and then a friend and I did a healing swap. And she said, Maree, and I was getting this pain, I think, was it in here? She said, Maree, it was from another lifetime. She said that came through, this entity was actually attached in to near your heart. And I went, yeah, I've been getting this pain, and I knew there was something going on, but I couldn't find it. And she found it. She said, oh, this is from another lifetime, and you can now clear it in this lifetime, because of the amazing frequency and energy that's here. So she helped me shift it and do it during that healing she was running for me.
Okay.
And I felt so much better. So it's not always just from this lifetime. It can be stuff. Yeah.
Big time.
So
big time. Yeah.
So I hope Andromeda, that's helped.
What I always wondered is, like, when that happens, why didn't it happen since you were born? If it's from another life, like, why is it like now at this moment when I'm 50 years old, it decides to pop up, like, why does that happen?
Yeah. So why do you think? Why do you think that happens? Is that like, what's your understanding?
I would think it's some type of trigger.
Good. Well done. It's an activation, and it's usually the DNA, and it's usually something that's coming through to be cleared, so the DNA can actually be expanded and and activated more. So into our absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 8 of Cups has come up, so that's walking away from something. So yeah, you're right. You're spot on.
Okay, very good. I was trying to move my arm from my cat. He had his paw on my arm, and I'm moving my arm, and his paw's like on my arm, like, don't move.
They're so funny, aren't they? I feel so guilty if I've got the cat on me and I have to get up and do something, and I'm like, I
can't get up. It's like I am glued until he gets up.
It's like cat rule number 1. You don't move if the cat's on you.
So, how do we know if channeled light language is from a benevolent source?
And Misfit, that's a great question, because it took me a very long time to actually start even speaking because of that. I was going, I ain't doing nothing that's coming from somewhere that is not truth, true creator, true divinity, true light. So it took me a long time to get into a space where I felt very comfortable and could feel it when it came through to actually speak it. So it's up to the person that's doing it, I feel, to actually be in that space and in that frequency. So absolutely, it's a really good question. And it's like everything in life, though: check, double check, triple check. Oh, is this truth? Is this coming through my divinity? Is this something that is meant to be said at the moment? Because the language of light is a vibration. They say it's, if we put all of the languages on earth together, that it would actually come out like a language of light. So yeah, which is really beautiful. And there's different languages, like, to me, it's like different energy and vibration that comes through. Sometimes my language of light can sound completely different, from one to another, depending on the frequency that's coming in.
Yeah. And is light language the same as speaking in tongues? And I think it is, right?
Yeah.
I had assumed it was. It's just a different name for it.
I think when they say speaking in tongues, that's often with the people,
Catholic
Christians,
Church.
Catholics.
Yep.
Yeah, they speak in tongues.
They call it tongues.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
really good questions, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Really good questions. So I think for the next go around, I have an idea of maybe doing dreams, of allowing people to ask questions about dreams. What do
It's one of
you
my
think?
favorite subjects. Oh my God. Since I was a very little child, I could remember my dreams. And I used to go to school so excited to tell all my friends what my dream was about. And they could never remember theirs. So it was just to me. And so, of course, I went on and did a lot of study and, just myself, whatever, with dreams. So love it. Brilliant.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break from doing mysteries and we're just
Yes.
going to have
Fun.
dreams.
Yay.
Yeah. Have fun with dreams.
So, guys, I'll tell you what, a really good thing to do is if you don't usually remember dreams or, whatever, before you go to bed at night, just have the intention of remembering your dream, of asking for a dream that's going to give you some information or advice to help you if there's something going on. And what I started by doing was actually to remember it when I got a bit older was I'd have a little pen and paper next to my bed and just write down 1 or 2 words as soon as you wake up, because that will then trigger the remembering of the whole dream. So, yeah. So do that through until we're back again next week. See how many of you actually do start remember dreams. Notice if they're in color. Notice if there's any numbers in them. Also notice if it was a movie, what title would you give it? Because that often can give you a much clearer understanding of it as well. Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So definitely. I think it would be fun to learn about dreams together with the cards, and we'll try to do one dream per person, because otherwise not everybody will get to
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
their
for sure. So
and
I love
so
it.
yep. So yes, so bring your dreams on next Friday. Actually, I can't do it Friday. It has to be
Yep.
Thursday. Can you do Thursday next week?
I think so.
Which would be your
Yes.
Friday
Friday
morning?
morning. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So it will be next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Excited. So thank you everybody for your questions, for being
Yeah.
here and being part of the conversation.
I mean,
And
they're big conversations, aren't they? I mean, there's so many layers, guys. Always just drop back in and trust your own intuition. I mean, I'll get some messages and things coming through, but it's up to us to go in and really confirm what's right for us. Because
yes.
these are big questions. These are not light subjects.
Yeah.
So
So love you too, guys. Love you, love you,
yeah,
love you.
love you.
And if you're looking for a Magic Maree website, is magicmaree.com.
And it's double E,
Yep,
magicmaree.com.
just
Yep,
like it's spelled right there on
beautiful.
the yeah. All right, guys. Love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.